There are battles many Christians face that they cannot explain, cycles they cannot break, and burdens they silently carry while still attending church, still praying, and still believing. Yet beneath the surface, something remains unaddressed. The truth is, not every struggle is ordinary, and not every bondage is visible. Some doors were opened knowingly or unknowingly, and many believers ignore the signs, calling them normal life, while remaining spiritually bound. Today, we confront what is often avoided, because freedom begins where denial ends. There are things in life we once touched, moments we once stepped into, choices we once made that did not seem serious at the time. Maybe it felt cultural. Maybe it felt harmless. Maybe it even felt powerful in a way that drew curiosity. But not everything that feels light carries light. Some doors are opened quietly, without warning, and they do not close simply because time has passed. Many people move forward in life thinking they have left everything behind, yet something unseen continues to linger and influence their peace, their thoughts, and their spiritual strength. You may pray, you may worship, you may do all the right things outwardly, yet still feel like something is holding you back. This is where many believers become confused and discouraged. They begin to blame themselves, thinking they are not doing enough or not strong enough. But the truth is, effort alone does not close what was spiritually opened. Ignoring it does not remove it. Silence does not heal it. There must be awareness, there must be honesty, and there must be a decision to confront what has been left unaddressed. The powerful thing is this: recognition is not condemnation, it is the beginning of freedom. When you begin to acknowledge that certain past involvements or exposures may have opened doors, you are not stepping into shame, you are stepping into authority. You are saying that your life will no longer be controlled by what you once allowed. You are choosing light over confusion and truth over denial. And in that moment, something shifts within you, because what was hidden begins to lose its power. Understand this clearly. You are not meant to live in cycles that never break or carry burdens that never lift. You are not meant to feel stuck while calling it normal. There is a way out, but it begins with the courage to face what others ignore. When you take that step, when you choose to close every open door and reclaim your spiritual ground, you position yourself for real freedom and lasting peace. There are moments in life when you pause and ask yourself why the same things keep happening again and again. You pray about it, you try to change, you push forward with hope, yet somehow you find yourself back in the same place. The same struggles, the same emotions, the same disappointments keep circling back into your life. It becomes exhausting and confusing, because deep inside you know you were made for more than this. Still, many people accept these patterns as just part of life, never realizing that repetition can be a signal that something deeper is at work. When a pattern refuses to break, it is not always about lack of effort or lack of faith. Sometimes it is about a root that has not been addressed. You can cut leaves again and again, but if the root remains untouched, it will continue to grow back. This is where many believers become weary, because they focus on the surface while the source remains hidden. The frustration builds, the hope weakens, and slowly they begin to normalize what should never have been normal in the first place. But there is power in recognizing the pattern instead of ignoring it. The moment you stop calling it coincidence and begin to see it with clarity, you take the first step toward breaking free. You begin to understand that your struggle is not random, and your story is not meant to repeat in cycles. Awareness opens your eyes to what needs to be confronted, and it shifts your mindset from passive acceptance to intentional action. You move from asking why this keeps happening to declaring that it will not continue. You are not designed to live trapped in repetition or weighed down by constant setbacks. There is freedom available, but it requires you to go deeper than what is visible. When you confront the root and refuse to settle for recurring struggles, you position yourself for true transformation and lasting victory. There are many people sitting in churches, lifting their hands, speaking the right words, yet carrying silent battles that no one knows about. They have learned how to appear strong while feeling weak inside, how to smile while struggling within. The reason is not always lack of faith, but the fear of being misunderstood or judged. So they choose silence, hoping things will get better on their own. But silence does not break chains, and what is hidden often grows stronger in the dark. Ignorance also plays a powerful role in keeping people bound. When something is not talked about, it is often dismissed or misunderstood. Many believers have never been taught how to recognize deeper spiritual struggles, so they label everything as normal stress or personal weakness. This lack of understanding creates a barrier to freedom, because you cannot fight what you cannot identify. And when truth is missing, people remain stuck in cycles they do not even realize can be broken. But everything begins to change the moment truth is allowed to enter. When you choose to bring what is hidden into the light, you break the agreement with fear and isolation. You begin to see that you are not alone, and more importantly, that you are not meant to stay in that condition. There is strength in honesty and power in seeking help without shame. The moment you open up, you create space for healing, clarity, and restoration to begin working in your life. You were never created to carry burdens in silence or remain trapped because of what you did not know. Freedom is not reserved for a few. It is available to anyone willing to embrace truth and step out of hiding. When you reject silence and choose understanding, you step into a new level of strength and spiritual authority. And that is where real freedom begins. As we come to the end of this message, understand that freedom is not something distant or unreachable. It is something that begins with a decision to stop ignoring the signs, a decision to confront what has been hidden, and a decision to refuse every cycle that has tried to define your life. You are not called to remain bound, confused, or weighed down by what you do not understand. There is a greater life available to you, one marked by clarity, peace, and true spiritual authority. Today is your moment to choose differently. Let go of denial, break the silence, and take back control over every area of your life that has felt restricted. What you confront can be changed, and what you bring into the light can be healed. Step forward with boldness, because your freedom is waiting, and it begins right now.